multimedia personality, comedic commentator, songwriter, recording artist, spiritual leader, author, and actor. Larry D. Reid is the founder of the MBN Network, owner of LDR Enterprises based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and the spiritual leader of the Reformation Church of Atlanta. You can catch Larry Reid on the BET Plus original series Kingdom Business and on American Gangsta Trap Queens. Streaming online at BET.plus.
Hello, my name is Angel Perry. I am a proud member of the Reformation Church of Atlanta. I started out following Larry probably, I want to say back in 2019. I was an LRLer, listening to everything that he had to talk about. And the truth is, Larry just tickled me. In the very beginning, I just loved to hear him talk. Everything that he talked about, I started looking for other videos that he had posted and just truly enjoyed who he was. And I felt such a connection, even to the simple things like when I watched his documentary and they talked about how Larry was tolerated. You know, and so long in my life, I felt that way, like tolerated. You know, so many different ways that I felt like I connected, like even to, you know, people in my family. I was the one that everyone came to whenever they needed anything, whether it was advice, whether it was finances, whatever it was. I've always been the person that people come to. But, you know, there were times when if I were the person in need, who do I go to? So I always had to make sure, like, I got to get this, I got to make this happen, you know. So I've always felt kind of a connection. But then I became a patron and I started following really just to hear him talk more because there was more stuff in Patreon, to be honest with you. So I started listening in Patreon, but then I started hearing people talk about, oh, if you're not here on for the calls on Sunday, you're missing it. So I started listening on Sunday. And when I tell you that is the thing that changed my life so much for the better in so many ways. The first thing, you know, a lot of us have already talked about the financial wellness plan and what an impact that had. I've always been, you know, I pay my tithe. The way I talked about it, the language I used then was I pay my tithes, paid my offerings. And I've always been blessed in that way. But the difference when I started the financial wellness plan and I started learning about the teruma and I started learning about the seed and, you know, you grow what you sow and you grow where you sow and those kinds of things. And my whole mentality started to change. I went from thanking God for being blessed to thanking God for being a blessing and starting to ask God, okay, instead of what else can you bless me with, how can I be a blessing? My language even changed because I grew so much. And I went from what at the time we all considered good money to still it's just, you know, but I make 3 times what I made when I first encountered as an LRL, even back then. So that's grown. But more than the financial shift has been the spiritual shift. And I wouldn't say that I had church brain, but I absolutely had some church hurt. And a lot of that was going on. And I went through a phase where I left at least the 4 walls of the church, but I was still so in love with God and I just needed some kind of connection. And I was trying to find what I was not finding until I became a patron and I started following Dr. Reid. And the more he talks about the African spirituality as a Christian and also the acceptance of and realization that maybe there are other paths and other people have ideas and just it has opened my mind to so much. And I've just grown exponentially, whether it's financially, which is the lowest form of prosperity, but spiritually, emotionally, mentally. The calls that you get from the prophets, all 5 of them, I just have to say for me, they are on point. All of them have just blessed me in so many ways. And I'm so grateful that I am a member. And anybody else who is not a member, you don't know what you're missing. I ask you to come on and join us.
The MBN Network is a nonprofit organization based in Atlanta, Georgia. We are a streaming, radio, and ministry network funded by a network of partners that are professionals, technicians, entrepreneurs, and entertainers from around the world. Become a member of Patreon today at patreon.com/Larry Reid Live to gain access to all that the NBN network has to offer. On Sundays, tune in for prayer, prophecy, and coaching call, available for Patreon members only. Join in on the morning meditation and prayer call, open to the public Monday through Friday. On Monday evenings, catch the digital entertainment news show, Larry Reid Live, as Dr. Reid discusses an array of topics with a raw, humorous, and controversial approach. Get informed and inspired on Tier 2 Tuesdays for Tier 2 Patreon members only. Wednesday night breakdown with Dr. Reid, the virtual prophets, pastoral counselors, and coaches, available for Tier 2 patron members only. Participate in Therapy Thursdays and Financial Fridays for all tiers, inside of Patreon only. Saturdays, rest and be with your family. Become a member today by logging on to patreon.com/Larry Reid Live today. Stay connected to Larry Reid Live. Take a moment and like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube page, and hit the bell. Text LRL to 404-999-7527. That's the words LRL to 404-999-7527. And get notified when we go live. Become a member of Patreon. Log on to patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Sign up, then download the Patreon app and turn on your notifications. Get connected today.
We're about to have a conversation. Hello, my name is Larry D. Reid, and I'm the host of your most favorite digital entertainment news and talk show that is out here on these social media streets called The Larry Live Show. What I need for you guys to do right now is to hit like and share, particularly if you're on Facebook, and same thing on YouTube because of what we're facing here. This ban, and it's been over a year on Facebook, and it's just irritating. Every once in a while, we're able to break through it. But I need your help to do it. So I'm going to ask that you would hit like and that you would share on your Facebook page. Even if you don't watch on Facebook, just grab your other phone or other device. Go hit like on the live and then share it on your page. We're going to have a quick conversation, and we'll have to watch what just hit the internet almost 3 hours ago. And I'm so glad I was able to get back home from celebrating my mom, and was able to get hold of the video so that we can watch it together. We made reference to Kermeshea. I made the name right. It's not right. Let me see. I want to say her name right. How you said that? You said? It looks like it's spelled Kermeshea. Kermeshea. I think it's Kermeshea. I don't know. But anyway, she posted online about 2 hours ago, and she done the video. It's about 18 minutes, but I condensed it to the part I think that is very important. I put a little snippet of that on IG and on Facebook, and you guys have already watched it over 25,000 times, and I just put it up. It ain't even been 40 minutes. And so I said, let me go ahead and come live early because I got to get up in the morning and do prayer and prophecy. And those of you that are on right now and you're not going to church, but you want to go to a spiritual think tank, a coaching experience and prophetic, I'm inviting you over 8 o'clock a.m. And this prayer call been going on since 2011. So you can join us. I don't know what that is that he just put up. That's the Monday through Friday, but it's also the credentials for Sunday morning if you want to call in to be a part of that. If you're in Patreon, you actually receive a YouTube link to join us. But actually, what Sunday morning is called, it's called Prayer, Prophecy, and Coaching Call. It's the Reformation Prayer, Prophecy, and Coaching Call. So meet us there. But the flyer that you just saw, those credentials can get you on the call on Sunday morning to listen over the phone. If you're a patron, you actually watch on Sunday morning as we're doing the teaching, the prophecy, the prayer, and all of the coaching. So I invite you over to that. Let me set this up before we watch it. You got the timestamp? I'm about to start. Okay. The reason that this story interests me is because first ladies are treated as second ladies. And I can't say that it's always intentional. I think that it is the nature of the beast. And I think first ladies tend to get the short end of the stick, especially when one or two things. Their offer isn't valuable enough to the church, the organization, however. Secondly, when they can no longer afford personally to offer themselves in the way that they have been doing so for one reason or the other. In this case, with Dr. Bridget Hilliard, at least what is being told to us online from Bishop Ivy Hilliard's letter to the church and what he said live but then took down a few days ago, I don't have it, where he basically said, in a very nice, professional, political way, my wife is crazy. In a post online a few days ago, we read last show, he said medical probably about 159 times to explain what was going on with his wife. On the live that I did, I summated that she's not been handled correctly. What do you mean, Larry? You don't know everything. I know I don't know everything. And I know they're saying that she's not taking her meds. And even from watching one of her videos, she says she doesn't like taking chemicals and she likes using all these natural herbs. So I'm inclined to believe that that possibly has some truth to it. But even with that, I don't think her dignity is being handled properly, especially being that her contribution was so high. Because me personally, when I was told about the Hilliards, I watched him and I said, okay, he's good. He's a great teacher. But when I heard her, I believed her. And when I say that, what I mean, women know how to emote. They know how to say what they're saying with their heart and it make you feel it. So that's what I mean. I even bought her book and his book and, sold into the ministry many years ago. I just think that had it been someone else that was going through a mental crisis, that this would have just been handled a certain kind of way. Number one, whoever's around her would have been employed with the responsibility of making sure she doesn't overshare online or post anything that just is taken a certain kind of way. And as we know, she has. And that's the reason why we are even in this conversation and have any concern concerning it. It's because she put it out there and now he has posted and then it's just growing. I talked about this in the last show. I mentioned Kermeshea. For those of you that do not know, and sometimes in the church world, we take for granted that people know certain stuff and they don't. I know many of you only thought that they had 3 lovely daughters. And the reason why you thought that is sort of like the Clark sister conversation. For 30 plus years, they acted like Denise did not exist. Maybe not them themselves, but the media, what was posted online, introductions to CDs, introduction when they're about to sing, they just totally disappeared Denise. That hurts and that is painful. That's the reason why I gave her a 4-part series interview on this platform. Kermeshea has been done the same way. Anywhere you look online, you're not going to see her. You're not going to see any mention of her. You're not going to see any mention of her children, which are their grandchildren. But you're going to see an itemized list of her 3 sisters and their children. In fact, if I were read from one of the outlets, I think this website, the Hilliards have committed to the parental oversight of 3 lovely daughters, Tina Hilliard, Irisha Hilliard, and Preshia Hilliard. The Hilliards are also very proud of their 4 grandchildren, Ira, Brianna, Ivan, and Jonathan Sean. So seeing that over and over, I know it has some kind of effect on you because you disappeared. And we've seen pastors do this that have babies outside of their marriage. And I don't like that because affirmation, validation, and confirmation from the Father is extremely important. But in this sense, from what I know, this is the biological child of them both. And for whatever reason, now those of you that have read the book, has anybody in the chat read the book, Going to Church, Catching Hell? Can you put the title of her book in there just so we can, since we got to talk about her, we need to advertise her book, Going to Church, Catching Hell. A book that she wrote. Yeah, I see it. It's on Amazon too. I don't put my stuff on Amazon no more. My old stuff is up there. Oh God, Kermeshea, baby, I need for you to redo this cover. It's 14 years old. Its graphics are totally different now. Let's re-upload because that's ugly as hell. That is ugly. Let me read for you the first part of her book. It says, growing up as a preacher's kid was not all that it appeared to be for this author. The fancy cars, private jets, lifestyle of the rich and religious, lavish luxuries, all with an extreme emotional price. Having spent her teens and early 20s providing administrative oversight of a multi-million-dollar megachurch ministry alongside her parents, she decided to walk away. A decision that ripped through the fabric of her immediate and extended family. A disowned daughter, damaged relationships, and deception from the pulpit. But why? This book is more than a memoir. Going to Church to Catch Hell offers a message, hope, and forgiveness as Kermeshea navigates through life, learning to trust and depend on God. The personal story of the turmoils, tears, and triumphs of Kermeshea Elaine Hilliard Evans are uncovered in the book Going to Church to Catch Hell. Having questioned her journey over and over, one day Kermeshea realizes that only the power of God is sufficient to bring peace that she longs for. This book is open and honest exploration of real life experiences. It is a testimony to the faithfulness of God to heal emotions, renew hope, and powerfully restore those who seek Him. That's Kermeshea Hilliard Evans. And that is her book. And it's been out for 14 years. But she left the ministry 24 years ago. We're going to play her video now. We're going to watch it together. And we're going to have a conversation about it. Ken, I'm going to need some water too. I'm probably going to get this book tonight. I'm going to try not to get in this too much. But the reality is it does hit home for me because the whole first lady thing, and then when you add Kermeshea in there and what she's saying about it, it brings now that whole estranged, disowned, abandonment thing. I resonate with that because I was estranged from my parents over 20 years. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. All right, so let me see. Let me go ahead and play this. Oh, y'all waiting on my water. And now my daughters are texting me like they don't know I'm live. Thank you. Ooh. All right, so let's play the video. Here we go.
I want everybody to know that I love my family, and I've always maintained a space for them frequently where they.
First off, can we say that she sounds just like Bridget? I mean, she sounds just like her mom. All right, let's go.
I want everybody to know that I love my family, and I've always maintained a space for them frequently where they could reach out to me at any time. There has been no movement in that area for the last 24 years. So all I can offer to that situation is hope and faith that somehow God is going to turn it around. Ideally, I would not have to be even talking about this because it's really, in 24 years, I have no contact. I have no information that you guys don't already know. But God has kept me, and He's placed significant people in my life to fill the void that was left by my parents. And I have a group of sister friends and brothers that have my back at all times, and I wouldn't replace them with anything. One thing that I will say is that when dysfunctional behavior is ignored or left unresolved, and people relegate it to, it's not my business, instead of taking a stance of not on my watch at the smallest, most minute levels, it makes space and room for that dysfunction to grow and expand exponentially until it reaches climatic levels, which is what we're seeing today. I am speaking specifically to family relationships where spouse, children, parents, and extended family are involved, whether it is abuse, it is isolation, it's disowning, or anything in between. If you are willing to disregard or throw away something that should be valuable to you, then, and not seek the self-reflection and healing that you need to understand what led you to the point where you are misaligned and out of structure with God, what God has established for the family, that small opening has space to balloon completely out of control. It may not be seen immediate, but there will be small, significant warning signs of what is to come. What you are witnessing is the root of dysfunction that was outlined in the pages of Going to Church to Catch Hell that is now playing out for you in a public forum that was once hidden from you. And I don't want you to take this in any way as me saying this is vindication, because this is in no way vindication for me. My truth was my truth 14 years ago when Going to Church to Catch Hell was printed. What I feel right now is just a disappointing level of sadness. I don't think that I can even say it to you in words, how much the level of emotion that I've gone through in the last couple of days, just because I'm not there. I have nothing to offer to this situation other than being a safe landing spot for my mother to land, offering her something that she didn't offer to me. And
Paul. Now, I just want to know, are you guys extracting what I'm extracting? All of what she has said, let me see. All of what, you don't have to worry about that. All of what she just said was this. My mom chose her husband. You write down the timestamp. What she is saying is my mom chose her husband over me and allowed him to influence her to disown me because I walked away from the ministry. Now, I know you naturally want to know, why did she walk away? Only she can tell that. I suspect it's in her book. If I take the time to find out, I just don't want to get too wrapped up in it. I heard the rumors of the reason why she walked away, but I'm going to look to the book to tell me. Now, I know a daughter would want relationship with her mom, especially if that daughter has went to establish her life. She's in a marriage. I think his name is Simi. And they have children, which means that Dr. Bridget Hilliard has grandchildren that she does not know. They have been together for 28 years. She's in a great marriage. Who is staying married for 28 years now? So this speaks of her character and his. And I suspect, energetically, this is what I suspect, that she is probably a good mom. Typically, when you have been disowned or you're estranged from your parents, it tends to cause you to cling to your community in a deep way, and you show up really as the mom or the parent that you didn't get. So I suspect that she is probably a good parent. I also hear her protecting her mom and her dad. Now, I did not know this when I first started, but I got a text. Bishop I.V. Hilliard is not her biological father, but she's basically Dr. Bridget's daughter. So for her to speak well of publicly of her mom's husband, that was her pastor, and she still calls him dad, I also think that speaks of her character. However, listening to this, I'm very clear on what you are telling us. You're saying, I want to be there for my mom because she's getting done the same way I was done. And I think she's getting done this way because of how Bishop I.V. Hilliard is and how he runs things around there. And since she's not easily falling in line, or because she is right now in a mental crisis, then she's been thrown away and estranged and disowned on some level. That's what I hear. And I could be wrong. I don't think I am. That's what I hear her saying. All right, let's keep on listening.
24 years. That's all. My family and I have been 24 years removed from this situation. I know that you want some answers that are not being given to you, and all you're hearing is pray and people putting their own spin on what they think. I'm going to tell you right now, what you think is not what's happening. So this is a bubbling up. I have opened the door for there to be reconciliation. There has been resistance on every end. So I cannot take on this situation that is happening now as my own. It's not my battle to fight. What I can do is, like I said, be a safe landing space for my mother to land. for knowing that there is somebody out there who still loves and cares for her and has no ulterior motive connected to that safe space for her. So what I love my dad too, but you know, at right now, the person in crisis is my mother. I have put the feelers out there already, given my phone number, gotten information out to the people who can get information back to her to get her to me. But I cannot force something she's not willing to let happen.
Okay, now something else we're very, very clear on that she just said that I think is important. Doing this job, I've learned to pay attention to certain cues. And that's the reason why some stories I just don't even do, even if y'all send them to me. I heard about the young lady that unalived herself because she was sleeping with that Stancil woman. I saw it. I knew about it before she unalived herself. But I just could never get very clear on this young lady's mental state, and I never could get very clear on her why. So I never ran the story. And what I'm saying right now is the most you will ever hear me say about it, especially now she's gone and have unalived herself. So I can't even talk to her. So the last thing I'm going to do is use my platform to push what she said happened between her and this female pastor that was married since she was a teenager. So I'm not going to do that. I don't feel comfortable with that, so I'm not going to do it. The story could be true, could be real. I'm just not doing it. But those cues that I've learned to pick up allow me to sort of navigate pretty good. And I'm hearing her say stuff that she's not saying. She is basically saying, I just want to know that my mama is okay, and this is my opportunity to show up for my mama in a way that she did not choose to show up for me when the system. We're putting it all on Bishop I.V. Hilliard because he founded all of that. But I'm going to say him and the way things are as a result of what he built sort of spewed her out. And it looks like my mom is being done the same way. So I want to be there for her. A cue that I caught was that she's not using the internet to talk to her mom. Her first move was to send her phone number to people close to her so her mama can get it. Well, baby, I can text your mama your phone number. Send the phone number to me. My name is Larry Live. There is no phone number that I don't have or I can't text one person to get. So send me your phone number if you want, and I send it directly to your mama. And then she can choose whether to text you or call you, however. Because I am going to say something, remind me, Nancy, before I get off, about the responsibility that Bishop I.V. Hilliard, I'm going to say it now. Bishop I.V. Hilliard and his wife, Bridget, prior to now, had a responsibility to Kermeshea. Kermeshea has a responsibility to them. I'm speaking as someone who was estranged from their parents over 20 years. Kermeshea has a responsibility to let go and heal and to continue to have a heart that is open toward her parents. It's in the nature of every child to make their parents wrong for something, even if they ain't wrong. It's our job as children who have parents to make sure that we do work on our heart and not hold nothing, and to heal it our own self without an apology and without acknowledgement. That's Kermeshea's responsibility. Now, the parent, it's in the nature of the parent to love their child unconditionally. But parents can be wrong too. And this is where prophets come in, because the work of the prophet is to reconcile son with father, father with son. Some prophets should have told Dr. I.V. Hilliard and Dr. Bridget that it is their responsibility to unconditionally love their child and to never put themselves in the place to where they do not respond to the reach out of their child. And you'll hear this in this video. That is ungodly, diabolical, and demonic behavior. Maybe I shouldn't say demonic. I'm taking it too far because I am looking at things a certain way. So let me say it like this. It's toxic human behavior. Me and my parents were estranged. So I'm telling you what the Spirit told me I had to do. And I did it. And God just mended that thing. And it took a while, but the person that God used ultimately to put us in the same place at a specific time was my mentor, Bishop Bernard Jordan. I made a statement to him. I said, Bishop, you guys are the first family of prophets, and you Manasseh ain't talking over 6 years. This ain't going to work. You cannot, as a prophet and a prophetic family, have this on your record. Bam, 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 bam. Now they're reconciled. If I had to do it, God used Prophet Jordan for me, and then God used me for Prophet Jordan. If we had to bring that, then there's nothing that you can say to make me believe that that very same Holy Spirit has not at some point in time tugged at the Hilliards to make this right. Because this has to be made right, and it has to be made right before all men. Meaning, y'all go in the back room and fix all of this, however, but there needs to be a public, we have reconciled. We need to see that it is the will of God. Or y'all are ministers, and y'all got to fix that because this ain't okay. And I hear her say over and over, this 24 years ago, I wrote the book 14 years ago, I'm okay. No, you're not. You're going to hear her say it, that I'm okay. You're not. Just stop lying. Because in the elongated video, which is on her page, you can go watch. I'm just showing you about 9 minutes. She says that, I don't know why I'm crying because I'm okay. You're not. How can you be okay with your parents disown you? No, you're not okay. This is triggering up everything that is undone. Plus, your mom has been done a way that you were done. You're bothered, and rightfully so. It's very human. Okay, let's continue to watch.
The person with the microphone is the loudest. But that what I love my dad too, but at right now the person in crisis is my mother. I have put the feelers out there already, given my phone number, gotten information out to the people who can get information back to her to get her to me. But I cannot force something she's not willing to let happen. The person with the microphone is the loudest. But that doesn't necessarily mean the person with the microphone is right. And I want y'all to catch what I'm saying there, is that what you're hearing from the microphone might not be right. But you can't take that as being the absolute of truth. There are so many factors involved in this that when I was going through, my voice was silenced and we didn't have social media back then.
Okay. When I was being done the way that my mom has been done right now, I couldn't do what my mama did and make a post on social media to let people know that I was being silenced, or I had been hurt, or I was going through something, or I was in a mental crisis. Okay, we got it. Are y'all able to decode it like this? The person with the microphone, she's talking about her daddy. Y'all very clear? We get it. She's done this in a beautiful way. She's done this. Hats off to her. I don't feel no messiness. I don't feel no ill will. I don't feel no. She ain't on that thing that people be on social media. She not on that. You can tell it.
But you can't take that as being the absolute of truth. There are so many factors involved in this that when I was going through, my voice was silenced and we didn't have social media back then. And so I kind of had to sit in the space of letting people's chatter, and the person that had the most influence framed the narrative around what was happening to me. And right now,
y'all caught that? Now, didn't I say the last 2 lives that I done, this is my 3rd live on this. I said I can't help but I'm side-eyeing Bishop Ivy Hilliard. That doesn't mean he's not a man of God. The man is, if you don't think he can teach, you just hating. He's a visionary. What he has done is amazing. You can't take that from him. However, that don't mean he's perfect. You can't call him out on something. This is a mess. Now your wife and your daughter is telling the public the same story about you. More than anything, to me, it's unkind. And at this point, you can't take no more losses because the church is already emptied out. So you need to come live and you need to talk straight. That's just what I think. You could not say anything and just let this ride, but I don't know if the base is strong enough for that. It may be because you're talking about decades in ministry, and if that's the case, hey, just ignore it. Don't say nothing. But for me, I'ma always side eye you until this gets straight. I mean, cause this is your family that is letting us get a picture of things that it just seems like you're being unkind. It doesn't mean you ain't got the Holy Ghost, you ain't saved, you ain't anointed. This is really unkind. Go where your wife at, and then call Kermeshea. Get to know your grandkids. It's been decades. What the hell? What are we? Are we preachers or not? That's weird as hell.
Just caution you against allowing the person with the microphone to frame the narrative around what you're going to think about this situation. I know you guys have prayed for me. I need you to pray for her. And I believe that God is, he's on the throne. And we can boldly come before the throne of grace and get whatever we need of him. And right now we need some things from him. And unfortunately, pride is standing in the way of some things. And I'm sorry for being emotional because I was fine before I started this. But there's some pride.
This pride thing, I think this is her highlighting what she think is the reason why her mom particularly isn't reaching out to her, possibly even Bishop Ivy Hilliard. But that's what I got out of that. All right, come on.
Things happening right now that are destroying the witness and the lives of people who have been dependent on some things that are coming from that pulpit.
Okay, this lady has nothing in her heart but good as relates to this. She's done a lot of healing because she's basically saying pride is keeping you guys for fixing this with each other and with me and some other family stuff, because she alluded to other family stuff. And that's horrible because you guys have done good and helped people over that pulpit. Then y'all, that's why I'm not putting words in her mouth. I'm just breaking it down. I'm catching what she is saying and what she ain't saying. She's still protective of the legacy. She's still protective of the work of the Lord. Okay, let's just strip it down to what it is. She's protecting the family bag. She's protecting the money and the business. That's a sign that this is somebody who has done some healing in their work. She's not trying to say, this is what y'all giving into. You see, I always pay attention when people move like that on the internet. I say, okay, now I'm not listening to nothing you saying because you jaded, you got some stuff going on. She's not saying this is what y'all giving to and this is what it is. No, she's saying, look, we're real people. The family got some real issues that we need to address. And we need to address it because that's only right and that aligns us with God. Anything else is dysfunctional. She kept using that word dysfunctional. I rock with this one.
And unfortunately, it hasn't always been public for them to see, and people think that because it hasn't happened to them, that it's not plausible or that it's not happening at all. And this is bad, y'all. But y'all gotta pray. And just keep your mouth aligned with what the Word of God says about the situation. And don't let gossip be a distraction. I'm fine. I don't know what is happening to me right now. I'm fine. I just need you guys to lift her up in prayer. And, no matter how you feel about the way that I have been treated, God has been good to me. There's nothing missed, there's nothing delayed in my life. He's been good to me. So you don't need to worry about a loss of your stance regarding me by praying for her. Just please take this for what it is, and understand that there's some spiritual warfare, but there's also some personal things that are happening that should not be going on. And unfortunately, like I said in the beginning, when dysfunction remains uncovered and undealt with, it blows up. And this is a blowing up.
She said when dysfunction, she said uncovered, she meant cover. When dysfunction remains covered, then it starts bursting at the seams. And she said this at the beginning. What we're seeing is the bubbling up. So it's that stuff that's coming through the cover at the seam. It's oozing out. The moment Dr. Bridget made that post, it was like, okay, hold on. Something is not right in the ministry. Something's not right in the relationship with her husband. Something's not right with the relationship that she has with the ministry right now. That was an uncovering of dysfunction, because that was a surprise to everybody. So then what Bishop I.V. Hilliard did, he wrote a letter to his leadership, or to his core, that he was surprised too at what she posted. Now, this is very interesting. I don't know what the pastors know, but if my pastor came to me saying that he was surprised by a post his wife made, ain't y'all sleeping in the same bed together, or at least in the same house under the same roof? Y'all aren't communicating. What is going on? So that lets me know immediately there's a breakdown. There's definitely a breakdown. And I don't like the language, even his post about medical. And she says, what we are being told from the person who's the loudest and with the mic is not what is happening. That's what she said. And I'm inclined to agree, because I feel like you're playing in my face. She could very well, and I believe that Dr. Bridget is in a mental crisis. But there's more to the story. There are things that happen that make people break or snap or burn out. There's a system, a way of doing things, methods that is in place that causes people to come to that place in their life. So you don't have to tell us that, but at least acknowledge that that's going on, versus just telling us to pray and the medical part when there's all this other stuff. I just think that's a little fake. Yeah, I do. All right.
Happening right now. We know that there is some good that both of my parents have sold out into this earth atmosphere, and let's just pray that that's enough for God to turn this around. I left New Light Church in August of 2000, so we are 24 years removed, and honestly, I don't have the like I just said, I don't even know how to reach my mother via phone. I had to send the message to somebody else to get the message. You scare me. So thank you all for tuning in. And, I have no intentions of taking this down. So like it, share, put it out wherever you need to be, because at the end of the day, the message that needs to be sent here is a collective prayer for my mother, a collective prayer for healing and for God to restore, because I feel like it's going to be a long, bumpy road ahead. But if we've got people that I know are praying from a heart of concern and not a heart of chaos and confusion, I know that I serve a God who turned it around for me, and he can certainly turn it around for her. Thank you all. Have a great Saturday.
So the communication in that household is next to non-existent, particularly between Dr. Bridget and Bishop Ivy Hilliard. That's a problem. Because when nothing is being said, everything is being said in the head. When nothing is being said, everything is being said in the head. I repeat, that's the Larry Reid thing that I say. When nothing is being said, everything's been said in the head. You start thinking of some everything, and that's particularly the truth for me. I like open, honest communication. And when you do not communicate, or you fail to, or you don't have the skill or the emotional intelligence to do so, I get confused and I go find something else to do. And if we're in a relationship, I go find somebody else to do. Because I just ain't got time for that. It's talk to me and tell me what the hell is going on. And I don't understand how a communicator over the pulpit, well, I guess I do understand, will be so challenged in communicating with the person that you have partnered with in life and in building this vision. Bridget Hilliard is just a part, to me, is just an important part, just as important as Bishop Ivy Hilliard is to that ministry and to its success. Thank you, Kermeshea, because what you did, you confirmed to us that your mom is in the mental crisis, because you know your mom and your mom behavior. And really, your father, Bishop Ivy Hilliard, your stepfather, although you don't refer to him as that, sort of confirmed the same thing. We know that. Now, where is she? How is she? Why does she say that she's notified the police that she is in Orlando, Florida at the retirement home and she is safe? Why 3-4 posts she is safe? Why 3 and 4 posts she is safe and cognizant and she's well and doing videos showing us that? What is really going on? Why is her husband surprised at her post? Like he don't know what's going on. Tonight he's going live. Somebody sent me that. And I don't know if, you guys are going to, I hate to push traffic over to places where people ain't paying me to do so. But I wonder if he's going to say something. I think the first thing you need to do is call the family together. Second thing, call the core church leaders together, like this letter you was doing, and tell the truth. Publicly tell the part of the truth that will just, make sense. You don't have to tell us everything. But get her to take them posts down on IG. Take them down. And they're still up. Check and see if Dr. B's post is still up. That needs to be taken down because it's only going to grow the story. It'll be somebody. Listen, let me tell you how news work. Because this story been going on now for about a week. You might have another week left in this, then it disappear. But the thing is, there's so many new vloggers and new media outlets. This can come right back up just as big 6, 7, 8, 12, 18 months from now. Take the stuff down. I think that'll be smart. It's still up. See, they are not on the same page. What's the last thing he put up, Nancy? Go to his page and tell me. Tanaya Pot says she's not taking it down as a cry for help. It may be on some level, whether she's aware of that or not. Like she wants people to know what she's dealing with. Wait. I'm so glad I asked you that. You ain't got no mic. Go over to that mic and say what you said over there. And say what you said that his thing said.
He's advertising the spiritual warfare prayer week that is from September 8th to the 14th, which is today.
Okay, now listen. See, this is why you got to listen to stuff. Are you good? She said in her video, yeah, there's some spiritual warfare tied to this, but this is more so XYZ. Oh, she watching everything. She definitely talking about her dad. Ow. Are y'all okay with me listening to this 9 minutes again? I want to listen to this 9 minutes one more time, and then I'm going to let all this go. But I heard that. Did y'all hear that? And see, this y'all getting a picture on how I live my real life. I mull over everything like that, and I pay attention. So if you say one word off, I'm like, but you just said, and it's natural for me. This is interesting. I heard it. I'm gonna listen again. I can make sure I'm clear.
I want everybody to know that I love my family, and I've always maintained a space.
Oh, I'm gonna ask y'all to do something too. Can y'all go to her page and to Dr. B's page and flood it with positive stuff? I mean, just stuff like praying for you, we love you. And if you don't mind, you can put in watched everything on Larry Live. I hate to do it, but I'm trying to do two things at one time. Can y'all do that? This is her Facebook page. Don't inbox and worry, because she talked about that. So many people inboxing her she don't even know, which is weird for you to just go in somebody's inbox you don't know. That's really weird. Unless you're going in there for a business opportunity. Kermeshea, Kermeshea Evans. Her page is open. It's wide open. Go up under this video. Her video is 17 minutes. I broke it down to 9 minutes. You want to go listen to the whole thing, share from her page versus share from mine. Just people can know who she is, and maybe that'll help her sell a book. I ain't read the book yet, but Tanya Mayo said, Larry, you trying to get these people blocked? I don't think that'll get you blocked. Yeah, that's how you spell a name right there. All right, I'm gonna keep say that, Dominique. All of them, even the stuff with Jakes, they need to get new people. They don't understand. They don't understand. I'm gonna watch, and then I'm gonna be done, I think.
For them frequently, where they could reach out to me at any time. There has been no movement in that area for the last 24 years. So all I can offer to that situation is hope and faith that somehow God is going to turn it around. Ideally, I would not have to be even talking about this, because it's really, in 24 years, I have no contact. I have no information that you guys don't already know. But God has kept me, and He's placed significant people in my life to fill the void that was left by my parents. And I have a group of sister friends and brothers that have my back at all times, and I wouldn't replace them with anything.
That's good to know she has people in her life. Okay, this just in. I'm being told of how eerie similar the way that Dr. Bridget has been handled to the way Kermeshea was handled, because both of them had the same job. Kermeshea ran the entire ministry administratively. And from what I was told, the mom, Dr. Bridget, was doing the same thing. It's also been told to me that Kermeshea has restraining orders against the family, but I can't confirm that. And that don't align with what she said, because she says she's been reaching out. So if you got a restraining order, you won't be doing that. So I don't believe that. I do believe this. I've been told that he is excuse me, I had it wrong. Not Kermeshea has restraining orders. Dr. Bridget has restraining orders against the family. I believe that. I can't verify it. Wait a minute. Can anybody in Houston, Texas, that got access to the thing, see if you can find a restraining order? Most times every state don't publicly file them. But can you find out if Dr. Bridget Hilliard has a restraining order against the family and send it to me? I just want to know. Wow. That would make sense why she said, I told the police. Hey, I'm inclined to believe that, because she said on her page out her mouth. Ay, 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 ay. So check in Houston, check in Orlando, Florida. I know some of you LRLers, you work in that department. I don't ever tell nothing. No, my sources ain't never named. Not even in court. If a judge asked me, I said no. So find that out for me and send it to me so I will know. Check Orlando, Florida, and check also Houston. She done it in Orlando. I think she would have to do it in both places. But check and see for me. Also, now I understand why they were saying she don't have a Zelle or a Cash App. He froze her personal accounts. Now, this is what this person is telling me right now. I'm inclined to believe it because of what she said on her page. And apparently, her daughter's arm was twisted to freeze her account, the daughter, Tina. Because Tina handles their personal money, and Ivy ordered that her personal accounts be frozen. Okay. Let me come out of the emotional side of it, because I always take up for women. But I'm thinking as a man, if my wife is out her mind, but she has access to millions of dollars, that makes sense to me. However, I remember when me and my former wife had a moment we separated. Well, we had a couple of moments. I got her a place. I don't know if I gave her money. Well, she was making more money than me at the time, so she didn't need no money. But I would have just made sure that Dr. B was okay before I froze her accounts. Because in that same post, she said, don't send me your tithes and offering. Okay, so I bet this ministry is going through a split. That's what's happening. The ministry is going through a split. Because first, Dr. Bridget been there for years. Now, of course, most of the people are going to stay with him. But Dr. Bridget has been there for years. So their members like, he did what? You ain't got what? Yeah. I'm going to send my tithe and offering to you. And to, what's that foundation she got? Thank you for giving me that insight. So, restraining orders against the family members. They froze her accounts. That's why she don't have Cash App and Zelle. Now that makes sense, because I couldn't understand that. Oh, Bridget. Yes, my other source is telling me, yes, Larry, I told you he controls and runs everything. I know you told me that, but I have to, I can't just say whatever somebody told me. And I can't confirm if they froze her accounts and all of that. I'm telling you what was said to me. But if we take that and measure what she said out her own mouth on social media, that confirms that. And they said that he controls and runs everything, even when I guess Irisha's ex-husband name was Jeff. Can somebody confirm that for me? Irisha's ex-husband name was Jeff. Before I say what I'm about to say, I want to make sure that's right. But whoever was the daughter that Jeff Lewis was married to, it's been alleged by my source that everything that they acquired, including what they done for Jeff and Jeff's mom, when they broke up, they took everything. They even kicked the mama out the house they got her and took the house from Jeff's mom, that they really move a certain kind of way. Well, Bishop I.B. Hilliard. That's who they're blaming. All right, Sheba says no protective order in Harris County. So we can't confirm that. Okay, Jeff was married to Irisha. I'm going to finish watching, I think.
One thing that I will say is that when dysfunctional behavior is ignored or left unresolved, and people relegate it to, it's not my business, instead of taking a stance of not on my watch at the smallest, most minute levels.
I love that. Gosh, she sounded like her mama. Taking the stance of not on my watch. I like that. We can't verify that protective order. Can protective orders, they can be done up under seal. I think they can. All right, let's go ahead on.
It makes space and room for that dysfunction to grow and expand exponentially until it reaches climatic levels, which is what we're seeing today. I am speaking specifically to family relationships where spouse, children, parents, and extended family are involved, whether it is abuse, it is isolation, it's disowning, or anything in between. If you are willing to disregard or throw away something that should be valuable to you, then, and not seek the self-reflection and healing that you need to understand what led you to the point where you are misaligned and out of structure with God, what God has established for the family, that small opening has space to balloon completely out of control.
Okay. Van, I did not hear her say this statement at all. Where did you get this from? That's one thing I can't stand about the internet, because when people cognitive skills and listening skills aren't up to par, and then they able to use the internet to say what they heard and what they think that somebody see that, then they said in the comment section. Then next thing you know, a talking head is saying it and it ain't even true. She didn't say nothing about dispelling no lies. She didn't say that at all. I didn't hear that at all. Did y'all hear that? I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that at all.
May not be seen immediate, but there will be small, significant warning signs of what is to come. What you are witnessing is the root of dysfunction that was outlined in the pages of Going to Church to Catch Hell, that is now playing out for you in a public forum that was once hidden from you. And I don't want you to take this in any way as me saying this is vindication, because this is in no way vindication for me. My truth was my truth 14 years ago when Going to Church to Catch Hell was printed. What I feel right now is just a disappointing level of sadness. I don't think that I can even say it to you in words, how much the level of emotion that I've gone through in the last couple of days, just because I'm not there. I have nothing to offer to this situation other than being a safe landing spot.
Okay, now this we ain't gonna tolerate. Block her. It's probably a troll. They're saying you are goofy, Kermeshea. So they must have it. Oh, you got to log in. I can get it. Y'all give me a minute so I can deal with this spirit. Or maybe somebody done got her. Maybe that's why we can't do it. Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. We got that hoe. Bye. Won't be able to comment up here no more. We're not having that yet. We're not doing that. All right, Facebook. Let me tell you how nasty, dirty, and raggedy y'all is. There's 600 of y'all over there on Facebook, and only 198 of y'all that hit like. What's wrong with y'all? I haven't. If you won't hit like, I wish we can do something. We can find something. We can throw people. It's like you coming into somebody's business and benefit from their business, and you don't say thank you. You don't say I'm enjoying it. Some of you already sent $8.88 as soon as I came on live because you knew you were coming here to watch me, and this is entertainment. You don't go to the movies free. You don't watch cable free. You don't watch Netflix free. So what is wrong with y'all? And this is the reason why this is the root of most people's financial issues is that they do not understand transaction. They don't understand seed time harvest. So if you ever do a YouTube, you won't ever get any support because you don't know how to be support. Everybody in the get, and not in the give. The give precedes the get. The hell? All right.
Mother to land, offering her something that she didn't offer to me in the last 24 years. That's all. My family and I have been 24 years removed from this situation. I know that you want some answers that are not being given to you, and all you're hearing is pray and people putting their own spin on what they think. I'm going to tell you right now, what you think is not what's happening. So this is a bubbling up. I have opened the door for there to be reconciliation. There has been resistance on every end. So I cannot take on this situation that is happening now as my own. It's not my battle to fight. What I can do is, like I said, be a safe landing space for my mother to land. For one thing that I will say is space to balloon completely out of control. It now is just a disappointing level of sadness. I don't think that I can even say it to you in words, how much the level of emotion that I've gone through in the last couple of days, just because I'm not there. I have nothing to offer to this situation other than being a safe landing spot for my mother to land.
Now, let me tell you something. She's the oldest. The oldest daughter has such a connection to the mom. Y'all know this. Come on, black women. The oldest daughter has a special connection to the mom. I repeat. The eldest daughter has a special, unique connection with her mom, whether the mom is married to her daddy or not. It's different between the mom and the daughter. So her sadness is literally the information that was coded in her soul neurologically from the placenta. She is tuned in biologically, prophetically, emotionally, scientifically to what her mama is experiencing. And this is the moment for Kermeshea and Bridget to repair and heal. I believe it. I believe it. I hope you timestamp that. I fully believe that. I'm talking about what I just said. I got your stretch, nigga. An hour and 14 minutes. I want to look at some of what the moms are saying. Okay, this is DM Hilliard. This is one of our top 1%ers in the Reformation community. Yes, Dr. Reid, and the absence of that relationship has left a void that only mom can fill. I fully 100% believe that in that eldest daughter, there is a spot in them that is the size, shape, breadth, length, color, shape of their mom. And only that mom can fix that. And when it's not there, there is issue. All right. I ain't got nothing to say about that.
Offering her something that she didn't offer to me in the last 24 years. That's all. My family and I have been 24 years removed from this situation. I know that you want some answers that are not being given to you, and all you're hearing is pray and people putting their own spin on what they think. I'm going to tell you right now, what you think is not what's happening. So this is a bubbling up. I have opened the door for there to be reconciliation. There has been resistance on every end. So I cannot take on this situation that is happening now as my own. It's not my battle to fight. What I can do is, like I said, be a safe landing space for my mother to land, for knowing that there is somebody out there who still loves and cares for her and has no ulterior motive connected to that safe space for her. So what I love my dad too, but you know, right now the person in crisis is my mother. I have put the feelers out there already, given my phone number, gotten information out to the people who can get information back to her to get her to me. But I cannot force something she's not willing to let happen. The person with the microphone is the loudest, but that doesn't necessarily mean the person with the microphone is right. And I want y'all to catch what I'm saying there, is that what you're hearing from the microphone might not be right. But you can't take that as being the absolute of truth. There are so many factors involved in this that when I was going through, my voice was silenced and we didn't have social media back then. And so I kind of had to sit in the space of letting people's chatter, and the person that had the most influence frame the narrative around what was happening to me. And right now, I would just caution you against allowing the person with the microphone to frame the narrative around what you're going to think about this situation. I know you guys have prayed for me. I need you to pray for her. And I believe that God is, he's on the throne. And we can boldly come before the throne of grace and get whatever we need of him. And right now we need some things from him. And unfortunately, pride is standing in the way of some things. And I'm sorry for being emotional, because I was fine before I started this. But there's some prideful things happening right now that are destroying the witness and the lives of people who have been dependent on some things that are coming from that pulpit. And unfortunately, it hasn't always been public for them to see, and people think that because it hasn't happened to them, that it's not plausible or that it's not happening at all.
I can't take no more. I'm done. I can't do no more. It's I can't watch her cry again. I don't want to see that. Mm, 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 mm. Jesus Christ. Mm, mm, mm. Jesus. Jesus is the only one that can help you. If you come to him and be sincere, his blood. I'm reading something, y'all. Give me a minute. Should restore your son. Jesus. Mm-mm-mm. All right, y'all. I don't want to watch that no more. Y'all can go back and watch it on your own. I put a clip of it on what's the name? Hey Timber, how you doing? You said she told her story many years ago and was dismissed as a troublemaker. Time crushed the earth will rise again. Okay. Hi Gary, how are you? Saying what would it take to have a one-on-one meeting? Oh, there's so many loops. Number one, you have to be a patron, but not just the $12 patron, but a tier 2 patron. He'd be actively in my community, engaging with the prayer time, the prophetic, the seed sowing, giving, and then you have to go into the celestial circle, which is a higher level of commitment, financial commitment, and spiritual commitment. You're going a wellness plan for your body, wellness plan for your money. And then out of that community, you're able to have a one-on-one level, some level one-on-one. But then the way to really get in my life is getting in one of my coaching programs, which is a very steep investment. Which the reality is people will much rather go buy a car, a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 car than taking 30 or 40, 50,000 and get into a coaching program for a year that can increase their yearly salary by 3 or 4 times. Everybody not invested like that. I've done it more than one time, but people don't do that. So, yeah, that's how you get in a one-on-one with me. Except that God opened another door for you. All right. So you guys, somebody asked how much is it? Well, see, I don't even share that. I only share that with people who already through all them processes and in that community. I don't even offer it to the public. It doesn't make any sense. See, coaches are for people who are already athletes. So are you already a high performer in your life? Are you, see, I don't need to be coaching you. Your credit bad. I don't need to be coaching you if you owe people. I don't need to be coaching you if you haven't even found your niche and what it is. Now, there are different types of coaches. So I'm a coach for the high performer and for the person that's already. There are other coaches in the community that you can work with before you get to me. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to do it like that. I think the same way about church. I think church many times it just It's no different than going to the club or to the bar. You're going there, you're getting high, you're meeting folk, you're enjoying it, you come back over and over for more and more. The Reformation Church of Atlanta, you cannot just join. You can't. You have to put an application in, but that's after you already participating in the ministry already, because it doesn't make any sense. And I'm just not doing that. I don't operate like that. I've done it like that for 20-something years. I'm not doing it like that no more. Yeah. First 20 years of pastoring, I've done it like that. But these years of pastoring, I do not handle it like that. It is dumb to do. For me, let me put it like that. Because I don't want to make anybody in here feel a certain kind of way. But Larry Reid not involved in that. Right, Naida. That's the question. Right, exactly. When the student is ready, the teacher appear. Thank you so much. How you doing, Bongi? Getting her mental health regulated will be just the beginning for Dr. B. Thank you for covering this. Hope you're doing, Bongi. I enjoy your commentary. You might need to consider getting a platform. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Daphne. You got look. Daphne said, "Bump the minister." She said, "I want my pastor to be blessed right now because he's working." Mm-hmm. Oh my God! I think I'm done because I can't watch no more of that video. It's sad, and I think it reminds me of the years I was separated from my parents. Oh my God! Oh Jesus! And y'all, I was praying, I was fasting, I was doing ministry, and so many times I just wanted to hear my parents say, "I'm proud of you," or "I love you." Or what would have really been a blessing is, "I miss you." I didn't hear any of that for decades. And our relationship just won't right. And it was all over religion. That's it. And you heard that. If you watched my documentary, you knew it. All over religion. And everything that comes with it. What you wear, what you eat, your ear, your pierce, what you know, all of that. Everything that comes with it. Religion is very interesting. But religion should never be the reason why a family disconnects from each other. Okay. And y'all, I had tormenting dreams. Any conversation we ever had, I'll be dreaming it. What I want to say. Eventually, after years in those dreams, I would say what I needed to say. But most of the time in the dream, I was reliving the event, and just it was just horrible. And those of you that are been with me since 2021, it was in my message a little bit in Reformation. When all them folk, that place filled and the power of God moving in, just a great event. Bishop Carlton Pearson sitting there, mentors and artists and gospel artists, and everybody's talking about the great event. But my parents didn't say nothing. Everybody around the world clapping. "Oh, Larry, you doing it? Oh, look what Reformation doing. Oh my God." But if your parents don't clap, nobody, you can't really hear everybody else clapping. You can't really hear it. And so I had to work through some stuff. And bruh, I give God praise. That is done. When I tell you, if you were in that room when my parents walked in 2022, I know for you it happened over a minute or two, but it was like time stood still, and our hearts had conversations that our mouths were not smart enough to have, because we all stick at the mouth. We would trigger each other up, and it was done. And from that day to this day, it's like complete. It's done. We even had a conversation last time I went home, time before last, and just talked about religious differences and what mama believed, whatever, and moved and had that conversation, laughed, and then went on to the next thing. I mean, just nothing. It's just gone. I tell you, that is so good to me. And now, of course, I hear the "I love yous, I miss yous, I'm proud of you," and I don't even need to hear them no more. But it's still good to hear, you know. So I sort of resonate with this situation. And it's unfortunate. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for those of you that sent something, some sent to the ministry, some sent to me. Thank you so very much. In the morning at 8 a.m. though, I'll be taking the people further into, oh Lord, I'm having a brain fart, into the word of the Lord for September. And it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be good. Okay. All right. See you later. Bye. Oh, let's play this on the way out.
Multimedia personality, comedic commentator, songwriter, recording artist, spiritual leader, author, and actor. Larry D. Reid is the founder of the MBN Network, owner of LDR Enterprises based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and the
Wait a minute. I see my Aunt May in the chat. Y'all tell my Aunt May, hey. Hey, Aunt May. This all yesterday. I need all of y'all to tell me. That's my mama's sister, the baby sister. Everybody tell my Aunt May hello. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. We were signing off. All right. See y'all later. Let me see how I get out of this. That's my mama's sister, y'all. All right. I'll see y'all later. Bye. And remember, God don't play about you.